All right, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashmi Shah, Bashmi Kakodash. Lord, to give double honor to the apostles, the G Master as well that we learned from. Peace, blessing, salutation to Yakim and you Aquav tuning in, and you Israelite foreigners. This is Shaquaka Ra from GMS, Virginia. Pretty much is making a lesson, just real quick, about a little bit of history in Virginia. And I'm just going to get one chapter, Lamentations 1. Not going to try to make this video too long, but one thing about Virginia, has a lot of a big slave history. You got Willie Lynch that delivered his speech here on the James River. A lot of Gadites was here. If you go throughout Chester, Chesterfield, Richmond, you see a lot of monuments and a lot of podiums that they'll show that Gad was here, which they conquered. And if you go on Route 5, believe Route 5, is this is what I found. Well, doing a little job sites, going, riding around through Virginia, you happen to see actual plantations which Jake was enslaved on. Just like you go down like 95 South, you see cotton fields. You go through 460, you'll see cotton fields, and this is all a track record of Esau, and mainly showing who was delivered into another people's hands. Now, they try to hide history and pretty much hide the fact what happened to us and who we really are as a nation. And then they try to, rewrite history and make it seem like everybody's equal. Everybody's the same. In all actuality, this is the spiritual war, which is plainly being done in plain sight. But people are so blind that they can't really see the fact that so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans, West Indians, we are the biblical 12 tribes of Israel, and those so-called white people are the biblical Edomites. And the fact that this system, which is all throughout, which is built off of rape, rob, murder, oppression, and lies and deceit, that people are so blind that they can't really see the large picture. And these are the plantations that you'll see going through Route 5. I'm gonna let it play a little bit. Charles City, Virginia. And Nat Turner, he was here as well. The uprising of Nat Turner was here, played out here. Let me just scroll around, because these are the plantations which you'll see, which were Jakes who, were enslaved here. And it's a place in Jarrett, Virginia. I'll never forget. I went to go deliver some produce, and it was a fucking school. And it was for, I think, like bad kids that were bad in the area, so to speak. And I went there, it was all fucking Jakes. And I was like, yo, this looked like a fucking plantation. I actually took a picture. This is right here in Lumpkin Slave Jail. That's actually right in downtown Richmond. Exit out of this one. Just showing some pictures. Because what they try to do now is they try to pretty much, hey man, that's a hotel, so-called. And what they try to do is pretty much to try to block out, the slaughter, the rape, rob, Esau's track record, devious, wicked track record. What they try to do is bring back, present it as nice buildings, redo it, refix it up, just like they do in, just like they try to pretty much keep Richmond historic. And but all in all, Richmond's a shithole, and it's a lot of things that they conducted here to keep Jake on a low level here. When you come to Virginia, Virginia is a Commonwealth state. It's taxes, pretty much taxes on every fucking thing that you do out here. But this is Esau's track record. These are all plantations what you come to Virginia and you will see. But the thing about it, because it's a large bike trail here on Route 5. If you ride your bike on it, you will actually see these plantations. And when you ride on this bike trail and see those plantations, they try to make it, presentable and try to make it. They try to, they spice it up, man. But in all in all, this is dark. This is dark history of Esau. Esau's track record. But him being such a fucking devil, he cleans it up. Cause his house, when was his house? Let me see. Opened in 1937. So I'm pretty sure the house was built probably in the 1800s. It has 48 acres. Let me see. So they redid this house, Then I'm pretty sure if you walk around the place, you probably have some outhouses where Jake was lived in, riding, when I was on my route, I was like, yo, what the fuck? I said, yo, these are actual plantations, man. Where Jake was, and, I'm just hitting the, the surface of it. Again, I don't want to make this too long. I was going to, do lessons on each particular one of them, but I'm going to just do, showcase all of them in one video, That's Sherwood, and they're not too far from each other. Probably like a couple mile radius from each other. But so yeah, this is historical landmarks, which they pretty much try to clean up their track record and showcase as something, this is a beautiful, some great, something delightful. But when you really look at the history and the truth of it, this is dark history. I can imagine how many Jakes was killed, murdered, slaughtered on these fields. It says enslaved labor was essential to the function of Shirley Plantation. So-called African Americans tended the fields, harvested the crops, maintained the house, cooked the meals, and provided the majority of skilled labor, including carpentry, masonry, and blacksmithing. So all that shit that, these people talk like Jake is lazy, they don't know anything. It takes fucking skill to do carpentry, masonry, and blacksmithing. Blacksmithing, you make tools, you make objects pretty much to, till and, make the job easier. They maintain houses, they cook the meals, they harvest the crops, they tended the fields. That's not lazy fucking work, It said the first record of servants at Shirley Plantation dates to 1616. So these houses been here for a minute. So of course, they fucking redid these buildings, man. And they still, like I said, when you go on Route 5 today, those houses are actually very well constructed. They actually, they redid the fuck out these houses. And, you wonder how, damn, who the fuck had money to restore these buildings, But that, this Esau being the proud man that he is, he resurrects these buildings and make it, a tourist attraction. And here it is, Esau's dirty history. But, let me see. I think that's it that I wanted. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go read Lamentations. It says Lamentations 1:1. How do the city sit solitary that was full of people? How she become as a widow? She that was great among the nations and princes among the provinces. How would she become tributary? And like you go to, like I said, you go to Deuteronomy 28. It tells you shall be the borrower and the lender, roughly paraphrasing. And the nation that's around you shall be above you, and you shall be on the bottom. And when you look at so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, we are at the bottom, and we are extorted, and these other nations make billions off our fucking people. And it says, again, they can actually take a landmass that was full of atrocities and make it a fucking tourist attraction site. That shows you how low we are as a nation. That's a slap in the fucking face. She weepeth sore in the night, and her tears are on her cheeks. Hey, just look at how the way our people look now. Our people are through. The so-called black woman is through. The so-called Latino woman is through. You got our women that's just willing to trade. To betray and become a traitor to their men. It's a damn shame. You talk to these so-called black men, Latino men today, and man, a lot of these dudes now, man, they forsaken, the Israelite woman, man. Why? Because Esau has basically taken our women and controlled. Now they control their minds. So our people are destroyed as a whole. Jerusalem as a whole looks very ugly right now. It has been trodden down because, in all actuality, our nation is basically fighting each other, and these other nations in really don't have nothing to worry about because instead of our people rising up and going after these devils in the other nations, our people are fighting within themselves. But that goes back to the curses, and the Lord's has kept a remnant around, which are the prophets, which are going to prophesy and tend to the elect and wake up the ones that was meant to be woken in this day of time. It says, all her friends have dealt treacherously with her. They are become her enemies. So really, that goes into people extorting us and making billions off of our people, off the stupidness and the foolishness of our people. Because it's a lot of Jakes out there in Charles City, a lot of Gadites, a lot of of our people that's out there, It's a lot of those Gadites out there, they ride horses out there. There's a big horse club out there, and and instead of them causing a ruckus or they pretty much it sits right there daily for a lot of people ride those bike trails out there. That's it's a long trail which goes from Richmond to Williamsburg, and pretty much when you going on that route, it's just a mass majority of land and plantation that you see. So it says Judah is gone into captivity because of affliction, and she has become because of great servitude. She dwelleth among the heathen. She findeth no rest all her persecutors overtook her between the straits. The ways of Zion do mourn because none come to the solemn feast. And nobody recommends the Passover, the Purim, feast of festivals, I believe. Damn, if I can't remember. There's other of our high holy days that we have, but nobody, our people don't know anything about them. Our people know about Esau's holidays, but it says her priests, her virgins are afflicted, and she is in bitterness. Her adversaries are the chief, her enemies prosper. So yeah, and it shows you by how they're able to hang on to these plantations, these monuments of theirs that shows that they afflicted and conquered our people. Just like you go to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, I believe in Cuba, and other places throughout the world, especially among Northern Kingdom, so-called Latino Hispanics, of the Indian descent. You have Christopher Columbus and his atrocities that he has done, and his statues remain. Nobody knocked those fucking statues down. So it shows you that Esau is chief of our people. Her enemies prosper. The Lord has afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy. Let me say, and from the daughter of Zion, all her beauty is departed. Yeah, our people are not looked at as anybody that's great. Going back to Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, it tells you how we were supposed to be above all nations, and the Lord, and other nations were supposed to basically look at us as pretty much as the nation that was worth, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Just as when King Solomon reigned, you had many nations that gave him tributary and many people that came to hear the wisdom of him. Nobody comes to the ghettos in the inner city, wherever Jake is, to hear him talk. They pretty much, when they look at Jake, they're ready to laugh at him. they look at us as fucking entertainment, and a pretty much a byword and how not to be. But it says let me see. That's pretty much it. This is I'm not going to read the whole thing, but yeah, pretty much Jake has been consumed, but the elect is going to wake up in these last days, and you know everything is being lifted up. It's like everything is being revealed in these last days. The skirt is being lifted up amongst Babylon. Esau can't hide anymore, and you Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, Native American, you have no more cloak for your sin. And everything is being made manifest in these last days. We're living in beautiful times. They keep pushing. And with that, I'm saying shalom.